Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for July of 2025. You have this Thunder Mountain card, says let it bounce off. You have this Coyote, it says crazy wisdom on it. And so I think that you need to trust your own inner guidance system with that Coyote spirit. It's like sometimes I feel that the Coyote cards are kind of like spiritual flat tire cards. I feel like they are they kind of represent paying attention to signs, symbols, synchronicities, things that you see. And I would definitely pay attention to that this entire month. I would also say that if you're watching this at the end of June, I think that this is also going to be important for you, to really pay attention to those like little spiritual nudges, those little spiritual flat tires, whatever you want to call them. And I feel like they're both good and challenging. Not necessarily challenging, but I just mean that like if there's something that you're not supposed to do, don't do it. If you get a nudge to do something, then you should do it. It's like about paying attention to what direction the universe is kind of like guiding you here with this reading here, Taurus. And I would definitely pay attention. You have the Chariot, the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. You have a bunch of tens here, and tens can represent completion or the end. You also have the World card here, which is also the card of completion or achievement, bringing something to an end. So some of you could be wrapping something up and getting ready to charge in a new direction with the Chariot. The Chariot is about setting yourself apart. He's leaving the city behind because everything is the same in that city, and he knows that he might have to do something different, or he knows that maybe he needs to move in a different direction. So I think that would be very beneficial for you here, Taurus, to like move in any new directions that you think you should move in. To move towards like bigger and better things as well would be a good idea with the Chariot. So, I'll definitely say that. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family, good things happening to you after a difficult period of time. So this can represent blessings. You also have the Star here. You have the World. You have the Six of Wands. The Chariot even is a card of victory. So we see a lot of good cards in this reading. There are a couple of challenging cards, but really, this is a majority positive reading. And so I would say that really that you are probably feeling like there are some blessings. I feel like breathing room is what I'm getting here. Like the month of July feels like you have space to breathe. That could be anything. That could be free time that you're gaining. That could be money that you're making. I think there's a lot of things going on here that are giving you a little bit of space, but it just feels like space to me, or breathing room is what this card is trying to talk about. We do also see some really good love cards in this reading for you. You have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups. So, if you're looking for love, there definitely could be a really solid connection coming in. Could even be a person you have a family with, or someone who wants to have a family with you with the Ten of Cups, which is also great. You have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with. So for a lot of you, you could be bringing some things to an end. He's making this symbol with his hand here that represents a blessing. And the Ten of Swords can represent a blessing in disguise. Now, I can see in your next row, you have this card that says conclusions are within reach. So, and you have the World. You have the Ten of Swords, which, these are cards. You have the Death card. These are cards of endings or accomplishments or bringing things to an end. So I kind of just feel like the Ten of Swords, I really don't think it's talking about much, Taurus. I think it's just saying that something is coming to an end for you. And it's probably a positive ending. Obviously, this is probably a good thing, probably something that you want to end in the first place. So, again, I don't really see that as a problem. I think that is a good thing that is coming in. So, let's clarify and see what is going on for you. With the Chariot, you have the the Star. We have the Star twice is where I was going with that. So, right next to each other. The Star is about having a focus, and what I meant to say is that the World also kind of wants us to have a focus, because the lady in the middle of the World, she is a sorceress. She is able to create worlds. She has those two wands in her hands, right? One is like the magician's wand. She can create things with her imagination, through visualization, through her words and things like that. The other wand is like a wand of action, and so she uses both together to create something. With the Star in the World, we have to be very focused on one thing that we want to create to be able to create it, right? The Star is about having a North Star. It's about having that one guiding light, that one thing that you move towards that to create. And so having a focus is what the star wants you to do here. If you do that, you will get what you wish for. If you don't, you won't. It's just that simple. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Devil. Yeah, like I said, I was getting something about breathing room here. I actually feel pretty good about this. You know, what's really interesting is almost every sign I've done about half the reading so far for this set of readings, and for the month of July. And a lot of people have been getting the Devil. And what I've said to other people is that we do have the South Node in Virgo, which I kind of feel could be a little bit like detoxifying energy, or, just removing toxic things from your life. So, a lot of you could be doing that. But, this doesn't only have to be health. You could be detoxifying toxic people out of your life. You could be detoxifying from bad habits, or, anything else. And you also have the Star twice. So the Star is a great card for self-care. It's a great card for nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself. These are all good things for Taurus to be doing in the first place. So, again, I think this is just good energy for you, Taurus. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, focus. Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice, having a lot of options, which can be good, but can also be bad, right? Sometimes if we have too many choices, then we don't make a choice. So I kind of feel like going in this direction, it's saying you need to pick a focus. The more focused you can be at this time, the better. And, I would pick a focus. I would focus on one thing and make it happen in your life, plain and simple. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this gibbous moon. It says you are very close to achieving your goal, which amazing. You have the world, you have the Six of Wands. Both the world and the Six of Wands represent an achievement, which represents achieving a goal. You have this card that says conclusions are within reach. So clearly, you are very close to achieving something here, Taurus. I feel like it's something you've been trying to work towards for a long period of time. I also, it's like this could be something that you really really finish when we get to September. And the reason I say that is because September is basically the end of eclipse season. We had these eclipses already back in May or March, whenever that was, and now that ends in September, starts to end in September. So around that time, could be when you're finally wrapping some things up. Although you could be getting started now, is what this is saying. You have the Queen, also in the area of what's coming in for you, you have two cards here, Queen of Swords, the Star, the Nine of Swords. You also have two cards at the end, the Two of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Queen of Swords is very good for the Star card, especially in this reading, because she is clear for the first time. The whole point of the Queen of Swords is that the more clear she is on what she is setting out to accomplish, the more likely it is that she is going to accomplish it. You really couldn't ask for a better card than the Star card to have with the Queen of Swords, because she is looking right at it in your reading, and she has her hand out and her sword up. She's kind of cautiously optimistic, but the thing about the Queen of Swords is that she has clarity for the first time. Half the battle with the Star card is clarity, because we have to see that the Star is possible. She is pouring this water onto the earth right here. This water comes from the pool of universal consciousness. Again, part of the, I believe that tarot is a spectrum. I believe that all cards are good and bad and everything in between, right? That's why I always say tarot isn't meant to be positive or negative. It's just energy you can work with. That could be good for you. That could be bad for you. The choice is yours, right? That's why tarot is not really good or bad. And what I would say here is that the whole point of the water here is that we have to see that the Star is possible to accomplish it. That's what this water represents, this part right here. So again, I think this is good, because I think that you are seeing at least that maybe your goal is possible, or something that you want to accomplish is possible at this time. I also feel that you finally realize that something has to change. Nine of Swords is being sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? And sometimes. And so I actually feel pretty good about this Nine of Swords for you. I do frequently say that to me this is the worst card in the tarot, the Nine of Swords, only because she is not willing to change her situation. But again, I read intuitively, and I feel that you are changing your situation here, Taurus. I think you are doing something to get out of bed. The whole point of this card is that she just needs to get out of this bed and change her situation. And I kind of feel that for you, where it's like you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of something, and I feel you are just changing. It's just that simple. Next, you have the Two of Swords and the King of Pentacles, which is you showing up here. So the King of Pentacles is your card. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading, so that's great. Two of Swords is kind of like this or that thinking. When she has like another option behind her, I do feel it's very important for fixed signs, you being one of them, to be very flexible right now. We are in a time of flexibility. And so the King of Pentacles, he sometimes gets stuck doing things the same way for too long, right? Which it actually isn't a bad thing with the King of Pentacles because he is doing what works. There's nothing wrong with doing what works, but at the same time, maybe he should evolve. Maybe he should, try some new things. Maybe he should, just see if there's a better way to do whatever he's trying to do. Maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is no. The whole point is that he just needs to know that it's a good idea to evolve. And so I think that, for a lot of you, just, kind of exploring, seeing other ways of doing things would be good for you. With the Queen of Swords and the Star, you have the Magician. And the Magician is pointing to the world. Like I said, I feel that you are probably a master manifester right now, Taurus, or it's like your words could be manifesting worlds right now at this time. So I would definitely be careful of your words. The other thing about the Magician in the world is that the Magician can represent reinvention. He has this snake wrapped around his waist here, and that snake represents the Ouroboros, and it represents reinvention. With the World card, this could say that you are trying to decide like how you want to appear, like what you want your identity to be in the world. You are deciding what kind of person you want to present yourself as, which is very powerful. You have the Death card at the end, which could say that you are like really changing on a big level. I feel like maybe you are realizing that the changes you make affect your world. And that could be what's going on here. I think that would obviously be a good thing. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands can represent carrying a heavy burden, of course. He is carrying these 10 wands, and he's about to reach his home in the background here. But he needs to put down, he is very close to achieving his goal. And that's the whole, you have two cards here that one says you are very close to achieving your goal. The other one says conclusions are within reach. So clearly you are very close to achieving your goal. And then going up, we go up to the world. So again, pretty good reading here, Taurus. I would say that, remember what I said about space. It's like, that's the best way I could describe that first row, is it feels like you can breathe, or you're being given room to breathe. And, again, I think this is very good. It's just that simple. Here you go. With the Two of Swords and the King of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Cups again. Very simply, Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. So, like I said, that could also go along with that room to breathe type of energy. Also, there is a little bit of love here. So if you want love, again, this could be a person that you want to have a family with, or you could be, meeting a person that you're going to have a family with, whatever the case may be. Doesn't really matter. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the selectiveness, group bonds, and the sway card, this capybara. You have this crown Safaka. It says femininity, assertiveness, and group accord. Both cards say something about group, basically. We have group bonds and group accord. But I think that Taurus needs to be careful of kind of like, just being a sheep, right? Being a capybara on this card, apparently. I think that, really, I do feel that Taurus is one of the signs that needs to stand out, but for being different. You have the Star. A star is about being a star, but, you have to have your own mind. And so I kind of feel, I don't really feel bad about these cards, but I do feel like they are saying, don't be afraid to go against the crowd, or don't be afraid to go against, a group that you belong to. And I'm not saying that you're creating conflict or anything like that. I'm just saying, don't be afraid to have your own mind, right? You have the World, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Cups. The World is a great card of an accomplishment or an achievement. It's very clear to me that you are very close to achieving some sort of goal, or, wrapping something up, or it's like you're ending something, which makes sense. The world can also represent traveling or getting out into the world. So a lot of you could be doing things to get out into the world, to go on adventures, to meet new people, all that other good stuff would be a good idea with this card. You show up right here in the bottom corner. So the world is Capricorn, but the world can also be you, Taurus. You show up on the world card. So I think a lot of you are showing up in a strong position here. You have the Eight of Swords. I feel a couple things here. Number one, I feel like you need to realize that it's like something is easier than you think. I think you're making things too hard on yourself, like things that you want to accomplish. And I'm not saying that life is easy, especially right now. But, what I would say is that you're probably making things that you want to accomplish like 10 times harder than they need to be. So maybe knowing that would be beneficial to you, Taurus, because it'll probably set you free and allow you to accomplish a lot more. So don't be afraid of, like taking bigger risks. Don't be afraid of doing harder things because those things probably won't be as hard as you think. The other thing about the Eight of Swords with the King of Pentacles is that you need to realize there's probably more than one way to do everything that you want to do, basically, and you just have to be open to all ways of doing things. If you stay open with this card, you will be a lot more successful. You have the Page of Cups. Definitely could be love coming in for you. As I always say to you, Taurus, it wouldn't surprise me if some of you were kind of like meeting a secret admirer, or it wouldn't surprise me if you had a secret admirer and you're finding out that you have a secret admirer. Maybe you don't know yet. But I kind of do get that like secret admirer type energy here. I also think that this could be part of your dream because we have the Star twice, we have the Magician pointing to the world. Again, the Magician pointing to the world could say that you have a dream that you are trying to manifest in the world. And the Page of Cups is a dream. So, if there's some sort of dream or something that you've been dreaming of. You also have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups can also be a dream. So there you go. With the world, you have the Ace of Pentacles, a ton of Ace of Pentacles energy in these July readings, which is very interesting. There could be a lot of big opportunities coming in for people in the month of July. So, again, not really something I really expected in this set of readings. But again, like I said, I've done about half these readings so far, and everybody has had the Ace of Pentacles, which is pretty weird. So the Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity that has a lot of potential. Now, as I always say, potential really means nothing. Potential means what you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. So if you are working on something or creating something, don't be afraid to really put the work in and make it happen with the Ace of Pentacles. With the Eight of Swords, you show up as the Empress as well. So the Empress is your card. Whenever you show up as yourself, again, puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I feel that you could be getting a lot of attention and really standing out here with the Empress. I also feel that you are looking to create more abundance, of course, with the Ace of Pentacles, the World, the Star, the Magician. And the Empress is always, if you are looking to create more abundance, the Empress is usually something that you really take care of. The way I think of Empress energy is that she really works on something that she nurtures into existence. It doesn't just it's not like she just starts a business, She does something that she really cares about. And that's popping into my head for some reason for you that, the more you care about what you're doing, you shouldn't just do anything. I think that what you do should be something that you care about. And I think that will make all the difference in the world. With the Page of Cups, you have the World again. So definitely could be an accomplishment, clearly, coming in for you. I also feel that if you're attracting love, it could be someone who lives at a distance, or, this could be involving travel, or if you are moving, or if you are changing jobs or something like that, that could also be where the love comes in. So, something to pay attention to. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Time Is Now card. It says, it is time to act now without hesitation. Move past the old and move forward. You have the Stag Spirit. Says you are meant for great things. Trust in all that you have to offer. So there you go. You are definitely meant for great things, and I think you need to really trust in what you have to offer here. I definitely feel it's like time to act as well. So anything that you are working on or doing, or if anything you're thinking about doing, the thing about the Ace of Pentacles is it's just an offer. It's just an opportunity. You have to act on it. Same thing with the Magician. Sometimes I think the Magician is really the card of getting started. We go from the Fool, which is card number 0, to the Magician, which is card number 1. But sometimes I feel that the Magician is basically saying you need to get started. Like it's time to, it's time to get moving. And so I definitely feel that here. You have the Death card, the Knight of Cups, and the Six of Wands. Some of you could be attracting a Scorpio, by the way, your opposite sign. So if you're looking for love, it could be a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. It could be any sign, general reading. But it is popping into my head. I also think we're in a time of great change. We do have Uranus going into Gemini, which I do think will feel very different for people than Uranus and Taurus has. Sometimes I think, a major planet switches signs. And do we really feel it? Probably not. But with Uranus going into Gemini, I think people are really going to feel it. So it wouldn't really surprise me if over the rest of the summer, through July, that you kind of like notice bigger, like a feeling of a change or something is changing. And yeah, that's what I would say there. You have the Knight of Cups, which could be a knight in shining armor. So again, if you are looking for love, this definitely could be a person that's coming in and sweeping off your feet, which is great. If you don't want love, that's great too. It could just be happiness or your dream. The Knight of Cups, he just has to plant seeds in front of this water here, and they will grow. So the Knight of Cups can represent, kind of like getting started on a dream or putting the work in. And I would definitely get started now here, Taurus, on whatever it is that you're trying to create. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands can be a victory or big success coming in for you here, Taurus, and you have a ton of cards that would represent like kind of achieving a goal or having a victory, Chariot, Star, World, Empress, Ten of Cups, World again. I mean, these are amazing, and you have good repeating cards as well. So definitely standing out. With the Star twice in this card, the Six of Wands, he is getting attention for having a victory. So anything you can do to get attention would be a good idea at this time as well. With the Death card, you have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, don't resist change. I think people who resist change are going to have the hardest time right now, just in general, right? The people who just try to hold on to the old ways are going to struggle the most. So that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do what works. It just means that we should continue to evolve, plain and simple. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Page of Swords. Someone's spying on someone here, Taurus. So if you're looking for love, this could be a person that has their eye on you, or someone that's been watching you or whatever. I don't know. But definitely could be a person that has their eye on you. I also think that if anything is capturing your interest, like a dream or something that you want to do with your life, I would definitely move towards it. The Knight of Swords is kind of like a child in a good way. He asks a lot of questions. He's my card of curiosity. And I think the more you move towards curiosity, the better. With the Six of Wands, you have the Sun. The Sun can be like happiness, joy. It is the best card in the tarot. It makes the whole entire reading more positive. With the Six of Wands, it also kind of says like the sun is shining on you. So, there could be a lot of attention coming in for you, or you could be standing out in a big way here, Taurus. And I would definitely take advantage of that energy, like standing out, getting attention, things like that. You have this key card. It says successful outcome to your problems. Love it. If you are dealing with any issues or problems, this would say that you are probably overcoming those issues very easily. I do literally feel some of you could be getting, not like a key, but, it's like you're getting an answer, or you could be getting some guidance that is like a key that kind of like opens doors for you. You have the World. The World is a portal card. And, with the World, we go, in the major arcana, we go from the Fool to the World, then we start all over again as a Fool. So we're always going through this process in life. And, I think that you could be opening doors with that card. You have this arrow. It says you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Yes, focus is going to be critically important. Star twice and the Sun. I didn't even realize this. You have the Star is connected to the Empress and the Sun, going this way. We have the Star under here. Star, Empress, Sun. Those three cards together to me is like fame and fortune. So literally could be a very good time for you to get attention if you focus on it, or if you are the focus of something. Again, this doesn't mean you have to become famous, but it could be very good for like getting attention at work, or for a job well done, which could lead to attention, which could lead to a raise or a promotion or something like that. So I think your focus is going to be important. You have this lightning card. It says control your anger or you will be sorry. Yes, I think everybody needs to do this right now. There's a lot of hot-headed energy with all the energy in Aries. So I think pretty much everyone just needs to be careful of being a hothead right now. You have this dogs card. It says coming together with friends. Yes, I think it's an amazing time for friendship and being with people who matter to you and all that other good stuff. I just think there's a lot of benefits in spending time with people who matter to us right now for sure. You have this April card in this fair man. It says dealings with relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. This could be you. You could be an April Taurus, and so if you are, you could be meeting a fair man. I also think that this could be a person that if you've already met a person back in April, this could be a person you met, and they could be kind of like coming back into your life at this time. But this looks really good, Taurus. I love this. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.